Hi and welcome to Lumi Stitch. My name is Jessica and this channel is about cross stitch. I am also an Etsy shop owner where I sell handmade project bags and portfolio and some hand-dyed fabric and also some cross stitch chart. In today's episode, I'm going to show you 5 projects that I worked on. Also, I'm going to spill some tea on stitching police. And I'm just gonna do that at the end where I show you all the projects. So if you're not interested, you can skip that part, or if you are, you can stay till the end. Also, everything that I mentioned, I'll have the link down below in the description box, as well as my Etsy shop. So let's get started with the first project. And this is my own chart. It's called Autumn Band Sampler. So I have 11 colors that I'm using. There is some on here and some are inside the bag. And this is all DMC except one color is Painting Fairy. I'm stitching it on 28 count Lugana color Whisper. And let's see what we have here. So last time I showed you, it was up to here. Below this line, this is what I put on. This is what I stitched. There are specialty stitches, but they are not as complicated as they look. They're actually stitched a lot easier. And I do have this chart in my Etsy shop, and there is also instructions how to do each stitch. It's pretty easy. I love this. This is the satin stitch. This is Algerian eye. This is right here also Algerian eye, satin stitch. This is just almost, this is like a back stitch. If you can do back stitch, you can do this. And look at that cat. I do use a couple quarter stitches in there, but the way I stitched it is I stitch all the regular stitches and then you plug in the quarter stitches. And that way you're not getting confused. It's very easy to do. And he has his eyes there, so I did them like a half stitch, just a half cross, like the length of a half cross from top to bottom. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next project. The next one that I have is DMC. It's called Gas Station, and I'm gonna put all the before pictures on the screen. So this one I started when we came from Missouri from a road trip that we took for 3 months. We bought the house there and we were fixing it and then end up selling it because it was just not for us. But the trip was memorable, and we learned our lesson that we don't like anything cold. But this was the Arizona landscape when we were going back, and when I came back in February, at the beginning of it, I walked into the Joann's, and then I went to see what they have on sale there because I knew they were closing, and I found this kit for $4.50. So that was a great deal that I got. These are the threads. I think there is about 10 or 11 colors in here, and this is DMC colors in here, of course, in the DMC kit. It stitches up pretty good. This is what it looks like. This is a Murano, and I did stitch a lot here on this area and the bottom. It does not stitch very well because it's 32 count and it's Murano. The holes are pretty tight, so it does not get as much love as it needs to, but I'm ready to get it done. And like you can see in the picture, that the sky right there, I just pretty much have the sky and the grass. The grass is just a back stitch. You really don't have to stitch it. So the bottom is done, the grass, and I just have to do the sky, and it's going to be all done right there. And it was a memorable trip because Route 66 goes kind of everywhere. The next project that I'm going to show you, I'm keeping in this bag. This was a pattern by Maria Bravko. It's called Free Pattern. So her Etsy shop is Cute Patterns by Maria, and she's from Ukraine. And she had that pattern while back. I don't know if she has it anymore. I wasn't able to find any links, but I did want to stitch it, so I kitted it up with all the called for. Let me see. Oh gosh, pretty much it. This is all the called for colors plus more. And let me get something for the back so we can see good. All right, so this is where we at. I'm not sure what the name of the pattern was. I forgot. It had a name, so I just call it like a scarecrow in a pumpkin field. It does have like oh, sorry about that. It did have a little ghost here on the side, like on the side, but I'm not gonna stitch it because I want it to be not so holiday specific. I want it to be like more autumn, not like so Halloweeny, because maybe I'll put it on a project bag, and that way, or something like in a frame, I can display it like for a season instead of just a holiday. So I'm stitching this on 28 count Eva Abelhor. This is 50% linen and other fabrics. It has this beautiful texture, and Maria is a very good designer. She knows how to do those colors, work with colors. The shading on this pumpkin guy is so beautiful on his coat. There is actually blends in here, but they're not like too hard to follow. So I love it. Let's get on with the statistics, because this one I'm actually stitching in Cross Stitch Saga. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the preview here. Oh gosh, right there. This is how the ghost looks right there. Let me make it a little bit bigger. And let's get started with the statistics. So all the pink stuff is what I stitched, and I colored in the ghost and stuff you can see on the other side. It's because I'm not gonna stitch it, and I want to see what is my statistics on finishing. So far I'm at 62.83%, so almost 63%. That's because I'm not gonna stitch the little ghost, and I did put a good amount of stitches in there. I cannot tell you exact amount because I did color in the ghost, but it was probably at least 500 stitches that I put in or more. Yeah, so we are getting closer to 65%, which is very close to the finish line, and I wanted to get it done. All right. The next project was Jenlin Rinaculous, and I do have a, let's see, preview on it. This is I'm using the Cross Stitch Saga app. This says it works on iPad. It's available in the App Store. And what I like about it is that you can download it once, you pay for it once, and then you have it. You don't have to pay it for every year for like a subscription. So this is what it looks like. But there are some caveats that you have to have a certain file format, like a XSD file or PM file. All right, so the statistics is that I'm sitting at 13.60%, and the total stitches here is 3,840 stitches. I did add on 318 stitches on this project. So let me show you what I have this kit kitted up with. So this is the floss. This is 6 floss. They're not the best, but this is what I had back then when I kitted it up. If I would be kitting it up right now, I would either kit it up with DMC or painting fairy threads. But this particular CXC threads, they do work perfectly on a 14 count Ada because it's very harsh, and the DMC is thinner, and these threads are thicker, so the coverage with DMC is a lot lighter. And this is what I have. It's coming along, you guys. The colors are so bright and vivid, so when I feel like I don't want to stitch, I pick this one up and it gives me like inspiration. It's beautiful colors and you want to stitch. I think when I stitch a lot with gray colors or dark colors, it kind of kills my stitch bug. All right, I just have one more for you, and the next one is gonna be a new start by Painting Fairy, and I did a cross stitch unboxing review in a previous video that was like on Thursdays. My Flosstube extras come out on Thursdays, so the last video that came out on Thursday, I did an unboxing review of that kit, and it's just a big mushroom with full coverage. All right, let's get started. So this is the mushrooms that I started. This is a full coverage by Painting Fairy, but I bought it from a Dream Stitch website because Painting Fairy only has this as a counted kit on their website. And I don't want to be getting any more huge full coverage that are not counted. I would love to start a whole bunch of like non full coverage counted ones, but not this kind. All right. So this I started on September 9 and I just had a little tiny start. It's almost just a taste of it, you know. And this chart is 300 by 300 stitches and has 118 colors and 90,000 stitches. All right, let me show you the floss. This has like 4 organizers. This is 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. This is all Egyptian cotton. There is also like 310 color, which is black. And this is my tiny start. I'm planning on working this corner some more today because I think it looks beautiful. I like nature scenes and I love mushrooms and forests. And this is just right up my alley. All right, you guys, this is all for cross stitching. Let's talk about hate comments. Stitchy Police visited my channel for the first time. So it's gonna be my 1 year anniversary soon, or it is. I started my first video, I think September 22nd, and they arrived right on time. First comment. Thank you, Stitchy Police. You're giving me content. I love it. All right. So I'm gonna put what they put on the screen right here. You can read it for yourself. Basically, they call my work sloppy. Well, I'm not gonna explain myself why it looked like that, but there were some reasons why. Um, there was a variegated thread that I used in the squirrel's body, and the part was too light. I didn't like the way it looked, and the variegation was throwing me off, so I wasn't gonna frog it. So I just left it and I just stitched over. So this was the kit. This was my finish, and I finished it um, almost a year ago. This is it's called October Feast by Brenda Gervais with the needle or thread, and I finished it somewhere in October, and I framed it myself. So when I do use variegation, it can look like messy and not so good done right there. You can see in the squirrel's body because I have to stitch over with another variegated thread over it with one strand. It does look a little bit not so neat, but nobody's gonna be looking at it and it's not gonna end up in the museum or anything. So I'm not entering a state fair. So Stitchy Police, just take it easy. It's life. We are not It's not perfection. When you're being a perfectionist, it's gonna kill your vibe for stitching or creativity. Creativity is about, expanding yourself, and it's a journey, and you do make mistakes along the way and you get better. And you cannot compare yourself to anyone else but yourself. If you're better than yesterday, then it's a win. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna put a little short video next of a nature. If you want to see it, stay with me. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and put the thumbs up. Bye.